creating jobs for Americans here, of course, you know.
That's incredible. Now, what is that special story with Prince Charles? What happened with him exactly?
When I was, after I spoke to the Archbishop of Canterbury, I went to the King's College Hospital for a 10th opinion, and they looked at me and said there was no hope. This is before I mixed the teas together, and Prince Charles came up to me. He was visiting someone else in the hospital. He looked at my chart and he put his hand on my shoulder and he said, "Don't worry, Mr. Winters, only God can tell you when you're going to die." And that had a great effect on me, and so I wrote to him back and forth, and as you can see in one of these letters, he is most surprised and delighted that I'm still alive after 19 years without any illness whatsoever.
Now, the famous author, Ruth Montgomery, she mentioned you in her book.
Yes.
In one of her books. What is that?
She wrote to me, asked if she could write my chapter about me in her book, Threshold to Tomorrow, because she said that when I was on the operating room table and had that biopsy, a thoroughly terrified spirit of Jason Winters left, and another spirit came in, one that is a herbalist and a doctor. And she claims that this is a walk-in, and it's happening all the time. The strange thing that I didn't tell you, because I didn't know you wanted to get into this, but after the operation, my food habits changed completely. I started eating hot, spicy curry, Indian curry. All the drinks I liked, I did not like anymore. All the clothes, the colors changed.
Wow.
I looked at my wife and I couldn't believe it was my wife. I couldn't even remember marrying her, but I could remember all about India and a childhood in India, and it ended up in divorce. And you know, we recently did the Sightings show where they went into great detail and interviewed my ex-wife, and she claims after the operation I was an absolute and complete stranger.
Wow.
My sister said that she doesn't know where I obtained this knowledge of herbs, and neither do I, really.
Wow.
So it's a
Is your body familiar to you? Let me try on this body here.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. Do you
yes, it is. I still have the same scars I got when I was a kid and things playing football.
So you have memory of that and everything.
Yes. But it's a very interesting book. Anwar Sadat was supposed to be another one. He really thought he was a walk-in. But whatever it was, I had a great psychological change. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt after visiting Tibet that there's a life after death, and not to worry so much about anyone dying, whether you die at 70 or 90. It's just a twinkling of an eye and you're probably back here again.
That's for sure. I agree with you on that. So Jason, when people cure themselves or they have an incredible recovery on some disease, they usually change their diet. What do you eat?
For the first, because I didn't know any better, I was drinking all of this tea and I was on fruit and vegetables all the time.
Did you like that?
Not much, no. But I've always thought that atheists look insipid a little bit, you know. No amino acids and things. And they did this study with our tea to all the cancer patients.
Wait a minute, what do you mean atheist? You mean vegetarian?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say atheist?
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. I didn't want to say anything. I thought I was going to be stupid. Atheists? Let's see. Vegetarians? Okay.
Okay.
That's great.
But this hospital tested the tea on cancer patients, and evidently cancer patients usually die of starvation. They can't keep anything down, especially with this chemotherapy.
Right, right.
And
which is poison. I never understood that.
Sure.
Poison to heal the body? I don't know.
Yeah. So they found out that if they drink this tea, that they can have a more liberal diet. And that's all I needed to hear, because I went out and started eating steak and lobster, and God, life is marvelous.
All right. I can see that. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
Now, when you went around to these other countries, I understand that you came in contact with royalty. You came in contact with the government officials, and you actually were bestowed, awarded, honored You're a knight, am I right, Sir
Yes,
Jason?
yes.
And you have medals, a few medals here. I think we have a few pictures of those medals, yes? And this here, huh? What is this, Sir Jason?
That's the Knight of Malta. I had a few doctors come to visit me, and they wanted to know if this tea had worked for anyone else. And we have thousands and thousands of letters from people that have benefited. So they flew me to Malta, and I was knighted and given a government grant to look for other herbs and so on. You know, 150 of the top prescription medicines in America come from herbs.
Right.
Unfortunately, in U.S. News and World Report in December, it said that 400 people a day die from the side effects of prescription medicine in America.
Sure.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
That's not the ones that come from herbs, incidentally, but, you know, it's amazing.
Well, now, when you had cancer diagnosed, you were how old?
47.
And now that's 19 years ago, so you're 66.
That's right, yeah.
Now, I heard that you just have 2 small children.
Yes.
Tell me what? What are you doing?
I was in Belgium. And,
Pay attention, gentlemen, now, all right? This is the good part.
Well, I was in Belgium, and someone was talking about this legend called the Golden Lion, legend from India. And because I go to India all the time, I told them, I said, I'm going to check this out. And I went to Bombay and checked into the Taj Mahal Hotel on another matter. But then I went to this small town where this legend originated. In the year 1066, a man came into this small town. He was 6'6" tall, long blonde hair, a marvelous physique, and the Indians there had never seen anything like him. They called him the Golden Lion because he was massive and strong, and the Indians in that part of the country are 5 feet tall and skinny, you know. And he was leading donkeys, half a dozen donkeys heavily laden with sacks of what turned out to be seeds and herbs. He stayed in that town for 12 years and planted the seeds, used to make teas and use the herbs and give it to the people of that town. He became their spiritual leader. He would talk to them about kings and princes and far-off countries. And one day, after 12 years, he disappeared, donkeys and everything. And
Donkeys disappeared too?
no, well,
No,
he
they-
left with
he
them.
left.
You know, they sent runners out looking for him, but they couldn't find him. They loved him. They found out that he had left behind him 37 children. He was 60 years old when he arrived.
Oh, my goodness.
He had left behind him 37 children during that 12-year period, different women, of course. And so I went over there and I started gathering these herbs that they still use to this day.
What do you mean, gathering them from the field?
Yes, they still grow them in this part of India. And I sent them to famous Ian Pierce again and said, are they any good? He said it's astounding. He said, every one of those herbs, how did this man know about it 900 years ago, that every one of these herbs is for the male prostate gland, the urinary tract, manufacture of semen, all of this stuff protects the prostate completely. This man 900 years ago was growing and mixing together 6 herbs that are now taking the world by storm. I had just got married again to a Filipino girl, and I knew that we were supposed to be doing something, but I was so old I forgot what it was. I started taking these herbs, which we call the Golden Lion formula, and I had, bang, a child in 9 months, another one, 18 months, and the doctor said I must stop because I don't. At 66, you don't want 2 kids jumping up and down on your chest at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know?
Right.
So I stopped taking it, but it's sold all over the world. It's doing so much good for
What's in
men.
that? What's in the Golden Lion? What herbs?
Oh, there's 6 herbs: fenugreek, zinc, ginseng, oats, and a couple of others from India. It's phenomenal. Approved by the FDA. It's available anywhere. Golden Lion formula.
This is amazing. You know, there's so much, I don't know, controversy over herbs and versus allopathic sometimes. Sometimes I know that people, where do I go? What do I do? What is right? What's wrong? And people are dying needlessly, I think.
I think
When are we going to get the message that herbs, like, this is a living testimony, you are. You're a miracle, a living testimony. And yet, in that miracle, It's something very, very simple. Just taking the herbs and putting them in your body.
That's
Am I right?
Yes. Do you know that the U.S. Surgeon General, C. Everett Koop, came out with a special paper a few years ago saying that antioxidants are the greatest thing in the world to fight all disease. They go into the body and they chase down free radicals. Isn't it funny that the top scientists have found out that the combination of the tea that Jesus spoke about, Buddha, and the Indians and Mexicans are the best antioxidants? Mixed together, they are 27 times stronger.
Wow.
Antioxidants. Jesus knew about it
No,
2,000 years ago.
What are those herbs?
That's the ones I was talking about.
That's the same ones?
Exactly the same. What a surprise to me to think that I had accidentally mixed together three of the most powerful antioxidants in the world. Exactly the same antioxidants that everyone is saying, no, you must take. Getting back to that other question, though, in America today, if someone comes up with something, melatonin, 500 other companies come out with it too.
Right.
And in Asia, the other day, I was giving a lecture in Manila. It came across the news, CNN, that these herbs are being taken off the shelves because in America, they are manufacturing herbs saying it's 100%. When we test it in Asia, it's 1%.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a fast buck industry. You get all kinds of idiots saying, I've never seen a shark with cancer. There are 7,000 main species of life in the world. Only 63 of them get cancer. The other 6,900 and something never get cancer. Are we supposed to run around saying, I've never seen a warthog with cancer? I've never seen a crocodile with cancer? Are we supposed to run around grinding up these animals? And it's ridiculous. That's why the FDA laugh at the alternative health field.
Right, exactly.
Prince Charles asked me, be a peacemaker. Go into the world and love everyone and get everyone to work together.
He said that to you?
He said it to me, and he has worked for 9 years in England, untiringly, and only recently has he got a bill through Parliament that homeopathy and osteopathy is acceptable in hospitals now, paid for by the government and so on. And we're trying to do the same thing in the Philippines, Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew. We've got an award from the Japanese government. We're doing it there.
That's incredible.
Yes.
So, Jason, we're almost out of time. Real briefly, where are you going from here?
Back to Las Vegas, and then I'm going to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia to give some lectures, and then Singapore, and then maybe 10 days rest in Manila.
I think they should make a movie out of your life.
I wish you would.
So, Jason, thanks very much.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Continued success and happiness to you.
Thank you.
There you are, folks. There's the story directly from Sir Jason Winters. If you get a chance, try to find his book out there. It's the Sir Jason Winters story, and it's up to you. But remember, no matter what, no matter where you are, or no matter what you do, I want you always to be open to the different view. Until next time, this is Christopher Hartman. So long.